And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said, Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed, Hinder's Doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. Andrew's Doers. Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella 2, Wishes Come True. It's this. It is based on Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. Once upon two times, Cinderella and Prince Singling were happily married. 6 months later, they are pregnant, but Cinderella is sick, so the baby might die. Cinderella's fairy godmother knows a spell that can cure her. She chants the magic words, Winnerly, Wannerly, One, and waves her magic wand, and the baby is cured. And the baby is a boy named Oliver. Olive, Nina, and Esme have a few tricks up their sleeves, though. They are complaining about not marrying Prince Singling. Another 6 months later, Oliver is almost 6 months old. And he can't wait to have his royal birthday party, and it's tomorrow. The next day is Oliver's royal birthday party. Cinderella asks, what about our gift, father-in-law? Oliver has now a magical necklace previously owned by the King of Onlyville when he was a baby. He needs to make a wish, rub the jewel on it, and the wish will come true. The King of Onlyville's imaginary wakes him up now. Sees that Olive, Nina, and Esme are breaking into the party. He says, oh no, they're trouble! Oh, big trouble! He then goes over to the king and tells him, Your Majesty, your son and daughter-in-law are in trouble. The King of Onlyville gets so infuriated, he yells, sound the alarm! The King of Onlyville blows a trumpet that the king's guards hear an attack. Olive, Nina, and Esme attempt to escape. Oliver said, and I wish Olive, Nina, and Esme are trapped, rubs the jewel on it. Olive, Nina, and Esme are now trapped in the castle's dungeon. And so, the birthday party is saved. And he, alongside his parents, lives happily ever after. The end. Andrew's Doors, I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew's Doers. Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 41 Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 41 Cinderella. 41 Cinderella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Alina. Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena made 41 Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena all together. One day, the king of Quadragician Tomlin Heaven's messenger said, Hear ye, the king king of Compilation is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Toppling. But 41erella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They argue over who will Prince Toppling marry. Later, 41erella is so sad because she wanted to go to the ball and marry Prince Toppling while doing chores, and her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, 41erella?" 41erella responds, "I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Toppling." Her fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic." 41's fairy godmother waves her magic wand. Because of that, 41's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 41erella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 41erella has 41 pumpkins. 41's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 41 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 82 strong horses, and then 41's rich cousin dragged into a gown and crown. 41erella said, "I've never seen such an tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers." 41's fairy godmother said, "Have fun, 41erella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before." 41erella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Toppling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena all say together, "He's walking towards me," but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 41erella. 41erella and Prince Toppling dance happily together. But later, 41erella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Toppling was so worried that he might never see 41erella again. So he traveled all around Toppling to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door at the house where 41erella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 41erella, he finds Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena. He then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" Fiona is first, but her foot is too big. Ophelia is next, but her foot is too small. Oh. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Toppling notices 41's sweet singing. The glass slipper fits! 41 gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Toppling back. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers, and if you want to see some sequels, I've been debating on making on those. Maybe I can do it. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 41erella 2, 41 Wishes Come True. A sequel to 41erella, based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon two times, 41erella and Prince Toppling were happily married. But Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena have lots of tricks up their sleeves. Suddenly, 41 stumbles a magical wishing charm. But it only grants 41 wishes, and once they're used up, the magic will be gone forever, and Quadrigatunlingham will be doomed. This gives Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena an idea to seal the charm. And so, they did! 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham ride horses to get the wishing charm back. But Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena used the first wish by saying, "We wish 41 wish, and Prince Quadrigatunlingham would be stopped," in which the wishing charm turns 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham's horses into mice. 41 fairy godmother flies to help. She waves her magic wand to turn 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham clothes into roller skating outfits so that they can catch 41's ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. But they cross over a bridge over a canyon and use the second wish by saying, "We wish the bridge would collapse," in which the wishing charm makes the bridge collapse. And 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham fall into the canyon. Luckily, 41's fairy godmother whistles to call her pet horse named Rocket. Rocket catches the 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham gives the ride. "Not so fast," said Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena all together. They say, "We wish there was a storm altogether," in which the charm creates a storm that is so loud that it frightens Rocket, and which causes him to buck 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham off his back and into a cave. Even worse, a thunderbolt hits a boulder that blocks the way they came in. Meanwhile, at Quadrigatunlingham's castle, the king of Quadrigatunlingham finally found the only way to restore the magic of Quadrigatunlingham. Wish Away Falls and its water is magic. But he almost got hit by a thunderbolt and restored the charm made. Then he sends his advisor, Theodore, to figure out. And so, Theodore says, "Your Majesty, whatever you say." 41's fairy godmother tries to save 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham, but gets hit by a thunderbolt and dies. "Whatever will we do?" whined 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham, as they are full of despair, as they will never save Quadrigatunlingham. Suddenly, 41's fairy godmother, who is now black and dead, and so is her magic wand, floats into the air, and when the storm is over, the sun shines on her. Then a rainbow hits 41's dead fairy godmother, and she realizes with a cool upgrade. "Oh my, what happened?" she wondered after being revived and upgraded. She looks at her new body. She is rainbow colored, and when she waves her magic wand, it hits the boulder, blocking the cave. It explodes, resulting in 41 and Prince Quadrigatunlingham being saved. 41's fairy godmother, who is now revived and upgraded, then tells 41's ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters to get the charm back by saying, "Hand over the charm." And so, they did what she said. Later, They fill the wishing jar with wishful waterfalls water, resulting in Quadrigen Chopplingham being saved. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Andrew Stewards, I hope this was a fun story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Internet is Everything. And buy our merchandise at interneteverything.com. I've also been debating on making the 41 Cinderella sequel as a bit of tradition. So, if you want to see maybe 41 Cinderella 3, Quadrigen Top of Love, and Glee, something like that, don't forget to, maybe this can be that. Take care! Bye!